The lovely relationship between the Labour leader Keir Starmer and his new chief of staff, Sue Gray. Remember Sue Gray? Yeah, the senior civil servant who was the investigator of Partygate against Boris Johnson. We already exposed on this channel, and everyone's already been talking about how um, over the last few months, Sue Gray, while she basically went through the process to become chief of staff to Labour leader Starmer, they've already had a relationship, they've had connections and meetings and discussions. That's already been exposed. But what we're talking about in this video, it goes further than that. Apparently for over a year, they've already had a relationship and been in secret talks. Essentially, they've been plotting for over a year. It's not just the last few months that we've already been talking about, which no one's surprised about. That's how she got the job. But for at least over a year, which means it covers the whole period of the Partygate investigations and everything else that happened since then and before. This, again, also changes a lot of things when it comes to the credibility of not just Sue Gray, but civil service and the Labour Party's own credibility. But that's gone down anyway already. It's the Labour Party. But let's talk about this, because even her former colleagues in civil service have already been speculating about whether she had been leaking government information to Labour all this time, something her friends categorically deny. This whole chaos has also caused their splits inside the Labour Party, with senior advisors to Keir Starmer urging him to U-turn on the plan to make Sue Gray his chief of staff. So this is not just some sort of crazy right-wing theory of tinfoil hat thing that's just right-wingers being angry and having a meltdown over Sue Gray getting this job. Even the Labour Party's own advisors and a number of civil servants are angry. Even they are scared. Even they know this doesn't look good. It's a little bit dodgy, especially if she has had a relationship, a direct relationship, and have secret talks with Starmer and Labour for over a year. I can imagine why some civil servants do believe that she might have leaked information to Labour. A lot of things that came out from inside government over the last year or so. Where did it come from? Maybe someone gave it to the Labour Party. Who gave it to the Labour Party? Well, we don't know. We can't really say things because libel laws and slander. But, you can make your own judgment, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, last night, government sources also claimed that Sue Gray's contact with Labour stretched back further than had been realised. One source said, one of Sue Gray's managers has told Cabinet Office officials that they believe the secret contacts with Labour began well before last November. They believe that contacts may have been going on for over 12 months. It also appears to have been done off the books, so the Cabinet Office is having to play detective to place all this together. Why do you have to go off the books? Why do you have to go off the record and confidential if you got nothing to hide? That's the issue. Now, while we have to also hold the government to account on everyday policies, this channel, we also have to make sure we are scrutinizing the opposition, because any moment they could get into government. They could be the future government. We have to do it now so the public would know something, at least some of the people would know things when the election comes. So you know the true face of Gray and Starmer and all the other nutters. Now, this whole thing's also obviously undermined Harriet Harperson. And now Harriet Harperson obviously was chairing this privileges committee against Boris Johnson, and that was one of the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life, because it didn't really change anything. So people who already hated Boris continue to hate Boris. The people who like Boris continue to like Boris. No one changed their mind, and that's it. So one close ally said, if this shoddy process ends in Boris being given a 10-day suspension, then Boris shouldn't wait for the resulting petition triggering a by-election. He should just resign straight away as an MP and trigger a by-election himself. That would be the perfect... I mean, that's quite an interesting point, actually, to be fair. That if he's going to go down, just control the narrative. Not least because, I believe, he says this source, that I believe Boris would win the resulting election and win it convincingly. That's also a bit of a gamble. Is it a guarantee that Boris could actually win the by-election, considering the way things are in the opinion polls, in even his own constituents? I'm not really sure. There's no guarantee. They've already been talking about how he is aiming to stand the same seat, but as we get close to the election, he might jump. You never know. It's all chaotic. The Westminster bubble are still focused on these sort of gossips rather than what's going on in people's lives. But this channel will keep you guys posted on all the other important issues throughout the day, every half an hour. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.